Hello everyone. Today's video is going to be very brief as we are going to quickly go over multiplying rational expressions. And remember what rational expressions are. We're simply talking about fractions that are going to have variables in them. So to begin with, we're going to look at the rules for basic multiplication of fractions. So we have 5/9 times 12/25 here. If you remember your rules, multiplication simply multiplies straight across. I can do 5 times 12 is 60. And 9 times 25 is 225. And then I have to reduce that fraction. In doing that, I created a very large fraction that I really would prefer not to work with. So there is a shortcut to make this easier. And that shortcut is you can reduce anything on top with anything on bottom. 5/25 reduces to 1/5. 9 and 12 can both be divided by 3 down to 3/4. So when I multiply, it is simply 4 over 15. Much easier to reduce before you're multiplying because you're dealing with smaller numbers. So you see here at the bottom, when multiplying, and you see multiplying is in a different color and underlined because this only applies to multiplying, not adding and subtracting. When multiplying fractions, you can reduce anything on top with anything on bottom. As I said, this is going to be a very short video. We're only going to do one example today where we're going to just multiply these two fractions, these two rational expressions together. And if you understood what we talked about yesterday, this is going to be very simple because it's exactly like simplifying. We want to factor everything to begin with. So we start with each section. Up on top here, 4x squared minus 12x. I can divide 4x out of both of those. And that gives x minus 3. On the bottom, I have 8x plus 20. 4 goes into both 8x, 8 and 20, so I divide out 4, and I get 2x plus 5. In the second fraction, we have x plus 2 times x plus 8 over x plus 8 times x minus 3. So these are our factors. We've simply factored everything out, and it's a multiplication problem. Just like we did with fractions, we're following the exact same rule. I can reduce any common factor out of the top and bottom. So 4 and 4 divide to 1. X minus 3 and x minus 3 divide to 1. X plus 8 and x plus 8 divide to 1. Our answer then is what's left. On top we still have an x and an x plus 2. On bottom is 2x plus 5. So our solution, we can leave in factored form if you want. You could multiply the x through and see that's x squared plus 2x on top, or you can simply leave it as x times x plus 2. That's just fine. As far as the one part from yesterday we're not going to work with is the excluded values. When we get to multiplication, you end up with a lot of factors on the bottom, and so therefore we're not going to work with excluded values for multiplication. We're simply going to divide out our common factors. So, only one example today. It's exactly like what we've been doing, just a little bit more factoring first. Have a good day. If you need help, let me know.